If you're in the construction business, you know that one wrong move could put you out of business. And so I'm gonna talk about 10 mistakes if you own a construction business that you don't wanna be making. And I'm gonna give you some tips to go along with them. So if you're interested in that, then keep watching. This is part 1 of my video series of the 10 costly mistakes that construction businesses make. So be sure to click that bell, make sure you're subscribed to see the future videos. Let's get going. The first mistake is not building a clear plan of attack. What personnel do you need? What is your business plan? A detailed budget, a detailed timeline, a list of materials and people needed for your projects. Failing to do this is going to lead to unnecessary delays, inflated costs, and just unnecessary complications. So the more you plan, you need to have a detailed timeline for each project, and you need to stick to it. How specifically do I plan? What am I recommending? Build a detailed project schedule, build a detailed budget, do some site analysis, look at the numbers across your whole company as a whole. Tip number 2 is not investing in your employees, in their training and their development. This is crucial, especially if you as the business owner want to eventually put down your hammers, as I like to say. The first hammer I laid down was a physical hammer, and then I kept laying down estimating, and project management, and being the superintendent, and doing my own books, and eventually doing my own sales. I'm working on finding someone now to fully take on the sales role so I can fully focus on marketing and bringing new clients into the business and putting them through the funnel. If you invest in your employees' training and building them and their knowledge and like who they are as a person, that's going to help them perform at their highest skill and highest level, which is going to make your company the best. This ultimately leads to better project outcomes, happier clients, and then ultimately a better company as a whole. So if you don't invest into your employees' training and building them as people, this could lead to costly mistakes and people problems, which brings us to mistake number 3, staffing issues. This is an all too common error where either you don't have the right people or enough people, the right people in the right seats, or enough people to fully staff the job. So if you put the right people in the right seats, that's going to make them more fulfilled, and then they're going to stick around longer because they're feeling fulfilled in their role versus if they were doing something else that they don't feel fulfilled in. By the way, if you're enjoying this so far, help me out, click the like button down below, make sure the bell's on, and maybe even leave a comment. Wow, I just asked for so much, but thanks. And you really need to check the staff qualifications. Make sure your employee have the right qualifications. An unskilled person is going to cost you more money as a construction business owner, really any kind of business owner. So this all comes down to hiring properly. If you can't hire properly, you can't have the right people in the right seats, which Jesse Lane Consulting has a hiring quiz, literally for construction hiring, a knowledge test. You can't hire a superintendent if they don't know what MEP is, or a king stud, or a jack stud. So click the link to go to jesselane.com and get your hiring quizzes, which also talks about interpersonal stuff. Number 4 is ignoring environmental regulations. You gotta know what you're building in the city, in the county. What does that county require? What if there's environmental problems? You always have to run everything through the city, double, triple, quadruple, check that all the environmental and city regulations are being satisfied. Failing to do this could lead to really intense problems with licensure or fees or fines. So always double check that you are in compliance. Number 5 is communication issues. You got to communicate with the stakeholders, with the clients, whoever's invested in this thing, your internal staff, your subcontractors. Everyone needs to know what's going on. So how are you communicating? What is your level of communication? How are you doing it? Are you texting, emailing? Are you using like Buildertrend or a software, Procore, to communicate with the clients? Are you answering when a client calls you? Are you picking up the phone? There's many external factors to running a business. Are there weather delays? Are there other sorts of delays? Are there changes? Anything that may come up, you need to make sure that you're communicating this to the right people. Communication is going to eliminate costly misunderstandings. The biggest gap in communication is the assumption that it's taken place. So make sure that you're communicating effectively. Number 6 6, inadequate technology. What technology are you using? Do you have a project management app? How do you track if you have labor hours? How are you tracking those labor hours? How are you tracking your finances? Do you have QuickBooks Online? Do you have some other accounting software? Maybe you have BIM software, AutoCAD, anything like that. Which softwares are the best that you could possibly get your hands on so you could be at the leading edge of the construction industry? So constantly be looking at, what can I streamline in my company? Can I use a drone to look at the roof of this building? You know, like, is there AI? Can I use ChatGPT to build processes, systems, help me think through even like a response to an email? Ask ChatGPT, how should I respond to this person that blah, 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 and explain with the right prompts. It's amazing what AI can do. It can even like help you estimate. I think every industry in business is going to experience major upheaval of what AI can do to help. It may replace some things, but I think it's going to help a lot. That's my opinion, but it's about how you use it. Not to plug too heavily, but convenient for you. I've built out over the last decade and a half all of my construction business systems, all in a template. JesseLane.com, the internal systems template, all the systems, every downloadable button, every role is filled out, all my culture, all my everything, a process for pay applications, a process for everything, invoicing, proposals. It's all there. You can see it on JesseLane.com. Number 7 is not setting aside enough funds just in case something was to happen. There's always unexpected costs. In the construction industry, there's always something that is unexpected or it pops up, and you want to have enough cash reserves, set aside funds for the rainy day. Which leads us to our next tip. Number 8 is poor cash flow management. I would say this is one of the biggest mistakes a construction business could make, is not understanding their cash flow management. Because what if you don't get paid by that client because they're having a funding issue with their bank, but the site work guy and the electric guy just did his rough-in and they want $250,000? What are you gonna do? So you have to learn how to manage the cash flow of your business, forecast, look at it as a whole, and make sure that you have enough money. Sometimes it's best if you're just starting to have a line of credit just in case, if I need to tap into that, if there's a client going through an issue like that or something like that, I can get those subs paid, get those lien releases, and make sure everything keeps flowing. So stay organized with your accounts receivable and make sure your books are straight, get your head straight, do what you gotta do to make sure this is properly managed. Number 9 is not having the proper contracts. You gotta have the right client contracts, you gotta have the right subcontracts. Make sure you get with your legal team. If you have like a lawyer on retainer, make sure the lawyer is reviewing the contracts and make sure they're locked tight, lock solid. Everyone needs to be on the same page from the beginning, so it needs to lay out how they're gonna get paid, when they're gonna get paid, what the scope of the work is. All these things are very crucial to your success. And this can all be a template in your project management software and within your internal systems. By the way, if you have any questions about my internal systems, you can always email me. If you go to JesseLane.com, my email's on there. And number 10, last tip. Thanks for hanging out so long. Glad you're here. Love ya. Over-reliance on a single client. If you rely too much on a single client, this could lead to a lot of financial instability for your business. What if that client goes out of business, or they stop hiring you, or they found someone cheaper? This is going to greatly limit your potential for growth. Depending on one or a few clients only is going to greatly limit your chances for success. So there's a balance to picking a niche or a niche within your construction business. Like me, I only do commercial construction, which includes multifamily, but the commercial construction can be banks, auto dealerships, animal clinics, medical facilities, oxygen bottling facilities. It's endless. Anything commercial, because I'm under the commercial category. But I'm diversified within the commercial category to where I have a bunch of different clients. Like right now I'm building a 20,000 square foot indoor batting cage facility. So you can see I have a variety of different projects that we're working on. And we're making good money on a lot of different clients to where I'm not just relying on one client. This is also going to build your reputation that a lot of different people trust you, but you could still go for the repeat clients within one client, but just keep other clients in your back pocket. So all of these tips are going to help you minimize your mistakes and help you be a better construction business owner. So if you liked this video, please do click the like button. It really helps. I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel, and I'll see you in a future video with Jesse Lane. Thanks for watching. Peace.